Welcome to Crime Besties. We're here for another week, as we always are.
Yes, we are.
How are you, Meg?
I'm 2 wines in and I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, I love that. Love that. School holidays require evening recordings.
Yes.
There's some benefits to that.
There is. There's wine.
There's
Cheers.
wine. Cheers. I've already had mine. I've finished mine.
I beat you on my first one, which rarely happens.
Yeah. No, I was too busy cooking dinner.
No, true.
I was a little preoccupied.
Very delicious, thank you.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
Yes, love it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the bonus to coming over for dinner, for late night records.
Get dinner first.
Dinner, restaurant
it.
quality.
You flatterer, you. How's your week been? You've got the boys back. I know last week we were sort of discussing how you had a week without them a very quiet week and hopefully a restful week. And then now, where are you at?
Yeah, it's been good. We've had so much fun. We've done, we've actually been ticking all the boxes, getting all the little things done in between of doing some fun stuff. So,
what kind of boxes did you need to tick?
Oh, the haircuts. I've still got to do shoes. I've done a couple of jobs. I had to get my driver's license renewed. That sort of, I had to get a photo. So I think it wasn't just a renewal of do the photo thing. Yeah, so it was so much fun. Yeah, so we've been able to get those jobs done in the middle of we're also being out and about and doing things, which is fun. Although having arguments whilst you're playing mini golf, it's great.
Lol. How good are school holidays? Yeah, very good.
But it was nice. I mean, we as I said, we got over the arguments,
which is great.
Eventually,
That's a good step in the right direction.
After I threatened to walk off the bloody mini golf. What do you call it? Pitch?
I don't know.
What do you call that?
I don't know. Course?
Course. Yeah. Threatened to take them home and leave it there. But
and they're like, no,
we'll be good. We won't fight anymore. I swear to God, I thought there was going to be a golf club around someone's neck. But it's probably going to be my golf club around there. But we get there. Oh, it was nice. Then, but we have lively moments. Then sitting afterwards, having a bit of a meal and stuff, and have a chat. So it's lovely. It's nice to have some time like that with them.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to just have that slow pace of school holidays, I think.
Yeah.
I have worked through, however, which has been fine because we can work from home. We're lucky, you know, and we've actually got some grandparents' help and that kind of thing, which is really, really good. But I just find the fact that we don't have to rush out the door, and the boys did a soccer camp for a couple of days this week, and I had to pack lunch boxes.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, it's too soon. It's too soon. But you know what I did? I did the beigest of all beige lunchboxes. It was all packet stuff. I didn't make sandwiches. We just went to Baker's Delight and I let them get a cheesy mite to chuck in there. So it was very low energy.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I was so...
I might have chopped up a cucumber. That was about as far as it went.
I know. I had a basketball tournament today and I was thinking in the morning doing the whole practicalities things of I should pack some snacks, and things. I went, fuck it, there's a kiosk.
And they do such good chips at that. Oh, no, you're at a different place.
No, we're a different one. Yes. We weren't at the usual. I don't. Oh God, we are very spoiled where we normally go.
Okay. Because at the one where we normally go to, one of my work colleagues, his sons do gymnastics at that same centre.
Right.
And we just sort of discovered this recently that, we're often in the same place at the same time. We still haven't bumped into each other.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
To everyone else there.
That's right. And I'm like, have you tried the chips at the canteen there? And he's like, oh my God, they are amazing. I'm like, they are. And they're cooked fresh to order for every, they're so good.
So good.
And whatever chicken salt they use on them. Oh,
you can't buy, you can't buy good chicken salt. Where
we've
tried. Get obviously bulk somewhere, but where?
We need a catering hookup or something, because we've tried the Costco one. We bought one off Amazon because we're maybe that will be the one. Nah, we've tried the ones from Coles.
Willing
Woolies,
to buy it in bulk because you'll use it eventually.
Well, we can share it with everyone.
This is
if
true.
we have to buy it in bulk.
Yeah,
happy to share the love.
What is with the catering style chicken salt being way better?
I feel like it's got a bit of sugar in it or something because it just tastes amazing.
Well, because today I accidentally grabbed just the salt rather than the chicken salt, which oh my God,
rookie error.
I know, which I literally just went no. Where's the other one?
I don't want the bullshit salt. I want the good salt.
The good salt. Because then when I bit into my first bite of the chip, I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's a regular salt bit. Where's the good chips? Where did I get the chicken salt on?
Oh, I love a good chicken salt chip.
Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
Oh,
what are your other go-tos at a canteen at sports?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't go past steamed dimmy at the footy.
Oh, definitely. A nice warm steamed
They
dimmy on a
never
freezing
taste
cold
like
day.
that
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Oliver says the same thing. So
Oliver,
I've done canteen duty before at the footy club.
Yeah.
And I've seen the packet that those dim sims come out of.
Right.
And you can buy that exact brand at Woolies.
Yes.
And
They
yet
don't
when you
taste like
steam them
that.
at home, they don't taste the same.
I've
Why?
got a full bamboo steamer.
No, you can't go bamboo.
No, it's got to be the
you can't
metal.
go bamboo.
It's
It
got
has
to be that metal
steamer.
thing.
I've got a metal steamer. It even still then doesn't taste the same. I don't know what it is.
What is it? Because they overdo it?
Is it because they don't wash it in between?
Yeah, maybe that's it. But no joke, though, they do. They just taste better. I don't know. I wouldn't probably at home.
Or is it a situation thing? Because you're out in the cold. You're like, oh, I could totally go a steamed dimmy right now.
Yeah. Literally anywhere else, if you said to me, do you want a steamed dim sim? I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
But I get to the footy and I'm like,
yes, please.
After this game, I'm getting a steamed dimmy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
They're particularly there's certain ones. There was one recently I went to and I was disappointed.
Oh,
They obviously didn't have the same metal steamer or something. I don't know. They were good, but they weren't great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's particular places where it's like, oh my God.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear. I do love a good steamed dimmy. Anyway.
Can't transition anyway from that to
Into?
anything else. However, I wanted to discuss with you.
Oh, God. I'm not prepared. Go.
You are, though. You are.
Oh, am I?
It's
Okay.
totally fine. I'm thinking that we need to talk about the wedding.
Oh, my God.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding.
Yeah. So this is going to come out a little bit after.
We're going to be late to the party, I guess.
But we can discuss it in real time now. So it happened on the weekend. We're recording this on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
It happened last Friday. Tell me everything.
Well, I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, we don't really know much.
No,
we know who went.
Yes, we know who didn't go.
We know who didn't go. And then we also know we don't know anything about the dress yet.
No.
I feel like
there is a Netflix documentary coming out. That's why.
Do you reckon? Oh fuck, that would be the best thing in the whole wide world.
There is definitely a documentary.
I don't think they'll do that.
Oh, 100%.
I think
down.
it'll be that she'll curate her own
Music video.
Maybe, or her own like Instagram reel or something. I think she'll have a very curated way. It'll be something that we don't have to pay for. It won't be something we have to pay for. No, she wouldn't do that to her fans. She wouldn't. I think it'll be something. It'll be spectacular. I mean, she's fucking Taylor Swift. It'll be incredible.
There'll be a documentary. I'm totally, yeah.
If that's true, I'm going to lose my mind.
Because, okay, this is why I think this. I've gone back a little bit.
Okay.
She has literally told us exactly what she was going to do.
That's true. You go back to that Graham Norton interview.
Norton, yeah.
Yep.
And she's done exactly that. She was like, I'm not having a wedding where I'm going to rock up and don't know who I'm going to limit who's going to be invited. I'm inviting everyone. Everyone's coming.
Yep.
She literally has told us everything.
Yeah.
And then to have it shut down and let no one have vision of it.
No. I think she'll definitely release stuff.
Yeah, it'll come out.
I definitely think that.
Yeah.
But what will it be? I don't think it'll be a documentary. I think it'll be more she's going to release something on Instagram or something like that.
I think it'll be bigger than that. I think it's bigger than that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do think it's going to be like a documentary.
I fucking hope it's bigger than that.
Yeah, I just think it'll be bigger than that.
Well, she hasn't sold the photos to People magazine or anything. So.
No, this is the thing. She's going to make the money herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on that side of it, I can't handle. Nah, it's a billionaire being a dick. I don't like it.
No, I don't think it's a dick move. I think they donated so much money to charity.
They donated $26 million. That's like me wiping my ass with $26.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. They could have done more, but they didn't have to do that.
But there was also a hell of a lot of businesses along there where Madison Square Gardens that lost a shit ton of money for 2 days.
Yeah.
That I can't handle that in this economy.
You
know, and people are without electricity and the heat.
I hope they'll be compensated.
I don't think that there's. I mean, how do you compensate all that? I mean, even as a billionaire, like, what do you do to?
I know, you give
rectify
them money.
That? Yeah, but she's done that. Like, as in, she's paid her $26 million to charity to make herself feel better about it.
Yeah,
I think that's done.
I think you're being too harsh.
Nah, I don't like billionaires. As much as I love Taylor Swift.
I don't like trillionaires.
Fuck no, that's disgusting. They shouldn't exist. But like, yeah, I struggle with that.
Speaking of trillionaires, have you seen like Elon Musk's new, like the way he lives, you know, in this like little fucking cube of a house that's on the SpaceX? He's so weird.
So fucking weird.
Trillionaire.
Yeah. I mean,
he could, like, come on. Do better.
Oh,
do better.
He's beyond weird. He's like, he's gone into, like, well, not even got into, like, he's been like this forever. But I mean, there's a fucking deep dive we could do one day, isn't there? Like, into his family.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Even just affiliations, previous affiliations, like, it says a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we digress from TNT. Yeah. I feel like, okay, let's talk about some of the guests.
Oh, can we talk about who wasn't a guest?
Okay, go.
Blake Lively.
Of course not. Nah, she was never going to be there.
Well, okay, so have you heard what she's come out to, well, I don't know if she's come out saying it, but they've tried to get out to the media.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay, so it's come out like as if, you know, that Blake was being a girl's girl by not going because she didn't want to take, you know, the limelight from Taylor.
Oh, fuck off.
Because of her, you know, legal shit that was going on.
Oh,
like,
fuck off.
And
With
so she didn't want
that's
her
already
rocking
done.
up.
That's all done and dusted.
Well, I reckon she'd done and dusted that the way she did at the time she did. In the hope of getting the invite to this. And then they didn't get the invite. And so
although I saw this AI generated image today of the wedding and Ryan Reynolds is like front and center. I'm like, oh, AI, you've got so much to learn.
you're not up to date at all. Oh God, yeah, no, I don't. She's not being a girl's girl. She wasn't fucking invited.
Yeah,
and I think damn good reason why.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
good move.
Nah, there's people who are wanting to make it.
I love that Graham Norton was there.
Of course he should be
was there.
I love that. I love him. He's so funny.
Yeah, he's so good.
It's so good.
Hugh Grant. Oh, love that.
He's great.
I love Hugh Grant. I think I might have even spoken about this on the podcast before maybe, but I just love it. That interview of him where he's like, yes, I'm just an old grumpy man. I don't understand why my children have to carry water in their backpacks across London to go to school. Why can't they just have a bubbler like I had when I was at school? He was talking about all the things that make him grumpy.
Oh, God, everything.
Yeah. It's like people who wear backpacks on their front. It's so good. I'll have to find the video.
Hilarious.
He's so good. He's so good.
Oh, I love it.
Love him. Yeah, but good luck to them. I hope they have a long, happy, and healthy life.
I want
together.
the kids to come soon, and
I feel like it's going to come.
Oh, she wants that. I know that. I mean, that she's spoken publicly about wanting like 4 kids and stuff. So let's hope that happens for her very soon.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah. I mean, you know, people say it might be fake, but I don't really care.
No, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Swift.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's had the wedding of her dreams, and that's what it's all about. So, you know, great. I just have a few issues with the
money
people
side of things. Yeah, I get that. I do get that. Yeah. Now, how into the World Cup have you been the past week?
Well, with my boys home now, it's all I hear about. So, yeah, who's your tip?
I'm really hoping for Norway. Oh, I'm hoping for Norway.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be out of France or Norway.
England are also playing really well.
They are. England was up there. I was like, I feel like they might tip Norway out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my... Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Time will tell. I think by the time this comes out, we'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, because it'll pre-wrap up the next week. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yes.
I've just loved it. I've just absolutely loved it.
It has been enjoyable. The boys getting onto a different topic for a change.
Yeah. It's
Haven't had to hear them talk about Carlton, which has been great.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
know, funny. I'm not Carlton, so I
No,
just have to.
no.
It'll be, that's this weekend. We'll see how that ends up between our two teams.
Oh, them's a fun words. Let's see what happens. Now, we went to Cirque du Soleil on the weekend.
Yes.
And it was, okay, so I was excited. I really was excited to go. I've never been before. And so I'm like, I think this will be good.
Yeah.
The boys were looking forward to it, although I don't know that they really
fully understood.
Knew what to expect because they've only been to the Silver Circus or something, in the car park of of the local Bunnings or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was absolutely blown away. I could not believe
there are some bloody talented people.
There are some
there?
incredible people in the world.
Yeah.
My God. Just amazing. It was so good. I would highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't been before. It was great. And the boys both loved it.
Yeah. I'm putting it on my list for next time they're out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do it.
Because there's all sorts of versions of them.
Yes.
Isn't there too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get on it, I reckon.
Definitely.
Every time I've seen them advertise it, I'm like, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
And then I just don't.
I feel like we've done that too.
Yeah.
Been like, we should go to that. But then circus kind of puts me off. But it's not that.
Yeah.
It is that, but it's not just that.
No.
It's just an amazing show.
There's not the clown things out the front to pop the ball in kind of deal. It's not that sort of circus.
No, there are clowns in it, which is probably my least favourite part.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of it. It was just sort of filler while they prepared different
they've got to
things
entertain you somehow while they change out whatever they've got to change out.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll bring on next Monday where we can get the kids back off to school and back to our normal recording routine.
Yes, please. We need our routine back.
Yes, please.
Although I want to take some holidays too.
Yeah.
I would. I know other people don't, but...
Yeah, that's okay. All right, Patreons. We've got a couple of new ones for this week. It's a short week for us because it's not been long since we last recorded. But today we are shouting out Caitlin Earl and Tioni Stockham. Thank you so very much for joining our Patreon. We've had lots of coffees bought for us as well. We had Kristen Schubert. She said she loves the chat. She's a mum to 2 boys as well, so she understands the chaos of our lives. And she suggested... Daniel Morecambe and the Mr. Big operation. We have Daniel Morecambe on our list, but I'll have to add the Mr. Big stuff on there. I don't think we've got that on our list.
No, I've actually just done a reshuffle of our list and alphabetized it again.
Thank you.
So, that's definitely not on the list.
I don't think Mr. Big's on there, so I will add that in.
Yes.
Then, guess who else bought us a coffee this week? Miss Tan. Again. She said a few wines to toast our Trubies.
Yes, because I think I went back to her and I said... Is that the same thing as a Swiftie?
I think it might be. And she said, and a middle finger to those who don't.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
so thanks, Miss Tan. We also had Kelly Gordian and Anna S. So she said, Anna S said, we do a great job on the pod. So, hats off to us. And make sure we buy a few wines. Yes, ma'am.
If we have to.
Yes, ma'am. We can do that. That's it.
Something we're very good at is buying wine.
Yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
All right, should we get into today's case?
Let's. This is a very interesting one.
Yeah, so today we're discussing the disappearance and suspected murder. I guess it's gone through an inquest, so...
Yeah, but I guess the outcome was very...
of Theo Hayez, or as is spoken in his native tongue, Theo Hayez. He was born on the 29th of September in the year 2000. When I hear that, I'm like,
I know.
Oh my freaking God. Baby.
Yeah.
Anyone who's got a 2 in the front of their, in the year of their birth date.
My arsehole children who tell me I was born in the late 1900s. It's like, it just does my head in. That's not nice.
No.
It's really not nice.
Be kind to your mother, please.
Yes.
He was born in Belgium and he was raised by a really loving family, a blended family, I suppose. So his mum was Vinciane Delforge and his dad was Laurent Hayez. Vinciane had a daughter from a previous relationship named Emma, so she was older than Theo. And they together then had Theo and a younger brother, Lucas, who was 3 years younger than Theo. And they all lived very nicely together.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds as though, you know, Theo and Emma had a really close relationship in that they stayed in contact all the time.
Yeah.
They'd text and send each other funny things, and they had a really lovely relationship. So it was a very close family unit.
Yeah.
And I think that'll come through as we talk about this case as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
Theo was a very intelligent, really highly organised type A type personality.
Yep.
He was very academically driven, and he was very responsible. So much so that, I mean, sometimes I think you think of a teenage boy or an 18-year-old boy, which is how old he was when this all came to pass. You think about that and you think, oh my God, But he was none of that.
No. I think of my own kid at 18 doing this sort of thing, travelling overseas, and go, oh, God, he'd lose everything and he'd lose his passport. It's the most important thing you need to have with you. He would lose his passport.
Yep.
But Theo just seemed like he was the exact 18-year-old to be responsible, to go overseas and tackle all those things and have not an issue in the world.
No. And so he decided when he finished high school to take a gap year because he wanted to enter into a really highly competitive engineering degree at university.
Yeah.
And so I think that would have been, sorry.
Oh, no, he struggled with that decision as to whether or not to have that gap year or to just jump in and do the university course.
And I think it was a very demanding university course. So,
yeah.
And he had some connections in Australia, so I think that was one of the reasons he was like, no, I'm going to do that and defer my studies for 12 months.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a I think, it wasn't him being reckless in that or anything or any way. And it was kind of like, you know what, I deserve to have a break in between and then knuckle down to it. It was like this a really responsible attitude to it that I feel like he was I don't know, just really had his shit together.
He really did.
Yeah.
At school, he was really interested in science, animals, music, and excelled in every aspect of his schooling. I think, you know, maybe he got to the end of his high school career and went, yeah, I do need a break because I've been studying so hard for, you know, so many years now to get to where I want to go. Those who knew him really, really well, like his friends, he had a girlfriend, and his family all say that he was quite a risk-adverse type of a person in that he planned everything. He was not a fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants kind of a guy.
Yeah.
He would plan things. He wouldn't take unnecessary risks. He would consider all different options. He was kind of, very considered in decisions that he made, which, I mean, that's that shows when you were talking about whether he takes the gap year or goes to university. So obviously weighed up the right thing to do there. I
think he had like an adventurous sort of spirit, but at the same time,
the outdoors too, which I think attracted him to Australia as well.
Yes, yeah. So in that, like, you know, as you say, risk adverse. Like, not that he wouldn't have a go at things, but it would just be planned. He would definitely put himself out of his comfort zone in terms of like what he would have a go at.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, like, but I'm going to do that on Monday at 3 p.m. and, you know, and this is how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So just a really well thought out life. I think. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He drank. Like, drinking was part of something, you know, the socialization with him, but it was never excessive. His parents say that he'd have a beer here and there, a few beers. He'd get tipsy, but he'd never sort of gotten to the point where he was absolutely incoherently drunk.
Yeah.
And even his friends, you know, back home in Belgium all say the same thing there.
Never a drug taker or any of those sorts of things.
No.
That wasn't his thing.
No. So at 18 years of age, he's obviously finished school and he's decided to take this gap year. So in November of 2018, he arrives in Australia. He'd applied for and received a working visa, working holiday visa for Australia. So there's certain stipulations that come with that. You have to do some work in regional centres in order to be able to keep hold of your visa.
Yeah.
So when he first got here, he arrived into Melbourne. Now, he spent, I think it was about a month in Melbourne with his godfather, JP, and his wife and their son. I think they have a son together. And JP sort of describes Theo as being like a son to him. He just absolutely loved him. They lived in Apollo Bay, which is a few hours out of Melbourne along the
Great Ocean Road.
Great Ocean Road, and it is a beautiful place.
Stunning.
And so I think, for Theo to come from Belgium and to come to Australia, that's a really great place to start.
Yeah.
But because Theo had this adventurous spirit, I think he wanted to travel as much as he could in the time that he had. And he ended up going up to Sydney after being in Apollo Bay for about a month or so and establishing himself. And he met up with his cousin Lisa there, Theo Hayez. And she was doing a very similar trip. I think she is a couple of years older than him. She was backpacking around, doing some odd jobs here and there and travelling up and down the coast as well. And so they met up in Sydney and they were delighted to see one another. Like they had a really close relationship as well.
Yeah.
They're just really, really lovely. So they ended up working together for a little bit, and then they decided to come back down to Melbourne for the Australian Open because they both were able to get part-time jobs or casual jobs at the Australian Open. So they did that. They came down, worked at the tennis for a few weeks, and then while they were down here, they rented a place together, a little flat together, and then they both went to Shepparton and worked on I think it was fruit picking.
Fruit picking, yeah.
That was to satisfy their visa requirement. So they did that for a few weeks, and then they decided to go up. So Lisa's stepbrother Daniel lived in Queensland with his Australian wife, and they decided to go up and visit him for a little bit of time. Now, in amongst all of this as well, Theo had done a lot of other travel. He'd gone to like Uluru, Great Barrier Reef,
Kakadu and Litchfield and Fraser Island.
Yeah. So he'd done a lot of, he'd been to Tassie as well.
Yep.
And so he'd done a lot of travelling around in amongst all of this, sometimes with Lisa, but often not with her. He actually did a lot of this solo, which, I mean, friggin' hats off to an 18-year-old for being able to organise all that.
Oh, this is it. I mean, struggle to organise anything.
I also just can't imagine my boys ever having the, I don't know.
At 18.
At 18.
I can't foresee that just yet.
No. Let's hope. We can cross our fingers that they...
Glad we got home today with all the shoes and jumpers and things we took with us in the morning, like...
That's a win. That is a win.
Yeah.
That is
a win at the moment. Yeah. Let alone planning out bus trips and booking accommodations and
Yeah. So they ended up staying with Daniel for a little bit of time, and then Theo had actually booked a bus trip down from where they were staying with Daniel in Queensland down to Byron Bay. Now, Byron Bay. Let's talk about Byron Bay.
Byron Bay. Have you been to Byron Bay?
Never.
No, neither have I. No, it's not somewhere I have actually physically been to. I've been around.
Yes.
But
same.
I've
been around. Yes, same.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had a great urge to go directly to Byron Bay.
Well, I feel like when we were growing up, like when we were younger, Byron Bay was somewhere that all the hippies went.
Yep.
It was...
If you want some good marijuana.
Absolutely. It had a very much sort of like a druggy kind of hippie vibe about it. Yeah. And it has certainly over the years become gentrified.
Yeah.
It's now, I think, there's two different camps, I suppose, who live in Byron Bay. Mm-hmm. You've got the Chris Hemsworths, who's built a $20 million mega mansion there.
Which you see a fair bit of it in his Instagram posts and things like that between him and his wife. And it's beautiful.
Stunning.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Huge.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful. It is an absolutely gorgeous part of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, Zac Efron's got a house there. Matt Damon's got a house there. It attracts people who have a lot of money because there's the space to do what you want there.
Yeah, without the crowds. And being looked at.
That's right. It's a little bit private. And
great surfing, that's what you're into, and great views and
just a beautiful part of the world.
Yeah.
But it does have a fringe.
Yeah.
And that's always been the case in Byron Bay. It still to this day is the case in Byron Bay. And it attracts a lot of homeless people or people without housing. It attracts nomadic
Yep.
people with a nomadic lifestyle. So people who are traveling all around and don't necessarily have a permanent address, maybe live out of a van or that kind of thing. And so I think with that comes a certain lifestyle as well. And as we were saying, like there's drugs and other, God only knows what else sort of going on at the same time. So it's just that the juxtaposition between, you know, the $20 million mega mansions and people living in the bush under a tarp.
Yeah.
Significant.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you've got sort of two. There's the old Byron, people who've bought land property there, you know, even as little as 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Who now are probably sitting on quite a gold mine in that. It
Definitely.
was probably somewhat cheap when they bought it. And then there's, the multimillionaires who are coming in and buying up that property now.
Yeah.
But those that still live there that are the originals, you know, kind of stuff that you just go, well, yeah, it's quite a big difference between it's the haves and the have-nots massively.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting as well that it only has a permanent population of 10,000 people.
Yeah.
So it's not a massive town by any stretch.
No,
it
is a little town.
It's a very small town.
Yeah.
People often go there in the winter to spot humpback whales and that kind of thing. The weather's usually quite temperate there. Like it's not, you know, like it is down here in Melbourne during the winter. It's normally fairly mild winters that they have. And so people still surf and all of that sort of stuff normally.
Yeah.
But so in May of 2019, so Theo's arrived in Melbourne in November of 2018. And by the time he gets to the point where he wants to head on to Byron, he arrives there on, I think it was the 31st of May.
He arrived on the 30th.
30th, was it?
And then, because he was only staying like 1 or 2 nights. So he wasn't staying long.
He was due to check out on the 3rd of June.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he wasn't staying for long. 4 nights or something.
Yeah, okay.
And he was planning, the plan then was to jump on a Greyhound bus back down to Sydney where he was going to meet his godfather, and they were flying off to back to Belgium, that they were both going to, his godfather and him were going, Theo was going home and his godfather was coming with him for a trip as well to come and, you know, fly over with him. So they were, there was this sort of point of like, in this trip, a lot of it was, you know, like, oh yeah, I might do that next, and I might do that next. But this bit of it was planned almost from the get-go. Like he was going home a little bit earlier than he planned originally because he wanted to go home and get organised to start. He was very dead set on this course he was going to do.
Well, he had to sit an exam in order to start the course.
Yeah.
And the exam was in September. So I think he'd originally planned to maybe come home early August.
Yeah.
But I think so he did have a girlfriend who he left back in Belgium, and they didn't not break up, but they didn't break up.
No, it was like his first ever girlfriend sort of thing too. Yeah, so it was early. It was a, you know, young love kind of thing.
Young love, but I think they really did sort of love each other.
Yeah.
And they sort of paused their relationship. You know, whatever happened, I think while Theo was in Australia happened, but he actually really wanted to get back to her. So that was another reason he sort of was thinking, all right, I'm ready, I'm done. I've done all the travelling I needed to do. I've had some amazing
seeing the people I wanted to see, all that stuff.
And
he was
time
ready
for me to go back.
Go home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a long time for an 18-year-old to be away from home.
Oh, for sure. It is. It really is. He's done a great job. He's done lots, but he's, you know, it's a good trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
gosh.
yes. So on the, I guess, so when he got into Byron, he ended up booking a room at a hostel, an 8-bed share room.
Have you slept in hostels before?
I have, but never in an 8-bed room.
No?
No.
It's a whole new world.
Oh, my God. We stayed at a few hostels when we were like backpacking around Europe, and there's some interesting people you meet. But I think the most we ever stayed at was a 4-bed place, and we knew the other 2 people.
Right.
So it wasn't weird.
Oh, I remember like my first experience of it was like there was like 4 of us, and then I reckon there must have been like maybe 4 other beds in the room, and we were like told, oh, that room's got no one in it, like you can have that one. And we were like, sweet, you know, went out for the next day, you know, everyone came back to find other people in your room. You know, it's like the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah. Like, hold on, wait, what? Who the fuck are you?
Right. And you're using that bathroom as well. Right.
Okay,
great.
Cool.
Yeah, total other world. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fun too. I mean, you meet great people too.
Yeah.
You meet some interesting ones too.
Yeah, because it doesn't just attract necessarily backpackers. There's some odd people who live in those establishments as well.
Well, at the time, I remember one of them being like a 40-year-old man and just kind of going, what are you doing? We're like 22. Like
40, that's so old. Yeah, so anyway, he checked in. What was the name of the hostelian? I've just had a mental blank.
No, sorry, that was the Wake Up.
The Wake Up.
Wake Up
and
hostel.
Apparently it was a very nice, as far as hostels go.
Yeah,
it was very nice. Like it had been recently refurbished.
Yeah.
You know, every room had its own, like, you know, light and USB chargers and, you know, all the things that you need for your own little bed.
Yes.
And he was kind of set. So he had actually met some people on that first night that he was there. I think with any hostel, there's a good social sort of aspect to any of it, and
always someone who wants to hit the pub.
That's it. And at the hostels, they always have there's always a bar or something where you can sort of have a few drinks. And so the second night that he was there, which was the 31st of May, the hostel was hosting a barbecue, and so Theo had actually met a fellow Belgian man by the name of, where is it? It'll come to me. But he'd met a fellow Belgian man who, obviously they'd sort of gotten, is it Antoine?
No, you're killing me now. I can't find it, and it's not even coming to me at all.
It'll
what
be,
his name was.
I think it might have been
Michael?
Antoine. No, not Michael.
No.
Anyway, what they decided to do was so it was about 3 kilometres out of the main strip of Byron Bay. They decided to, I think they might have caught the shuttle.
There's a shuttle bus.
Yeah, the shuttle bus into
Cheeky
the Bottle-O.
Monkey.
Oh, no, this was before the Cheeky Monkey.
Oh, right.
They've gone to the Bottle-O, and there's CCTV footage of Theo and his Belgian friend, who I will find his name in a moment, and they are buying.
I'm pretty sure it was Michael. No,
it's not. Definitely not Michael. It's like Antoine or something like that. And
his name right
they buy a 4-litre cask of rosé. So, for those of you who don't know what a cask is that an Australian thing?
Is it? Yeah,
I don't know. It's a box of wine, basically. A box with
like
4 litres of wine in a bladder.
Like in a foil bladder. And you tie that to your rotating,
your Hills hoist.
Yeah. Your clothesline.
Yep.
Yeah, and you spin it around, whoever it lands on, it's got a skull out of the cask.
Best game in the world.
Is there any other way to drink it?
I don't believe so.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
So anyway, they've then hopped in an Uber. So, sorry, on the CCTV footage, you can see Theo coming in. So they know what he was wearing that night. He was wearing like a dark-coloured jumper, tan or very light-coloured pants, black shoes, and a baseball cap, a grey baseball cap with a Puma logo on it.
Yep.
And he looks happy. They kind of do what they need to do, and then they jump in an Uber and go back to the Cheeky Monkey where the barbecue's taking. Go back to the Wake Up to the hostel where the barbecue is taking place. They spend a little bit of time there, you know, eating and drinking this 4-litre cask of rosé. Can you imagine how shit that'd taste? Oh, it would be horrible.
It wouldn't even be like chilled properly.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, yuck.
Anyway, they then a group of them, get back on the shuttle, and the shuttle drops them at probably the most infamous backpacker bar called the Cheeky Monkey. Now, the Cheeky Monkey it's set as far back from the beach as it can be. It's kind of like I've looked at it on Google Maps. It's quite far. It's kind of tucked in behind a group of shops.
Yeah.
And so I think if you wouldn't stumble upon it, would you?
No.
Unless you were going to the Woolies that was kind of there.
Yeah.
I just don't know that it was that prominent necessarily, but it really did attract all the backpackers from the area. Does. And still to this day, absolutely. Although I don't think it's operational anymore.
Okay.
And they all go in there. There's CCTV footage of all of this. And they've all gone in there, and according to bank records that were later obtained, Theo's bought a couple of drinks.
And CCTV. It's very, he's bought 2 beers. Yeah.
2 beers.
Over the course of the night.
Carlton Draft. and paid for those with his
one at 9:51 and one at 10:14.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah.
So he's had some rosés back at the wake up.
Yeah.
And then he's had a couple of beers an hour apart. Like that's
It's hardly a binge drinking
It's
night.
hardly binge drinking.
I don't know, maybe we'd have different standards. I don't know, but that's not a heavy drinking night.
Not for an Australian.
Not for many others that were probably at that bar that night.
No, I don't think so. The Cheeky Monkey had quite a reputation, though, for being a bit wild and a bit unique in that people would dance. There were tables on the dance floor.
And Theo was on one of the tables dancing.
At one point during the night, he needed to go to the loo. And so he's gone off to the toilet. And then as he's come out, one of the bouncers has said to him, mate, you need to leave. You're intoxicated. And he questioned them. He was like, oh, but I'm not. And according to the establishment, Theo didn't put up any, he didn't argue or anything like that. He asked a question about why, and they said, because you're a bit wobbly on your feet and you're approaching intoxication.
And we do have strict laws here in Australia that, that they are liable if they've overserved you, like alcohol. And so...
Well, everyone who serves alcohol must have an RSA, a Responsible Service of Alcohol certificate, and part of that is that you're not allowed to serve an intoxicated person alcohol. It's against the law.
Yeah. There's many establishments that could do better at, managing that. Oh,
absolutely. But I think also I would imagine somewhere like the Cheeky Monkey would be prone to a raid from the police on a Friday night.
I don't know about that, actually, from what I read about the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean... The CCTV of Theo, when they do kick him out, I don't think he's intoxicated.
I don't think so either.
I think they misread it or thought he was someone else, like got him mixed up with someone else that they'd seen earlier in the night or something. Because
I think it was from a different day, but we'll talk about that.
Okay.
I think they got him mixed up with someone. Oh, I'll say it now, actually.
Yeah.
So a couple of days before that, before the 31st, before this night, there was a man who was belligerently drunk. A French national, apparently.
Okay. Well, I guess we should say too, Theo spoke French. Like like Belgium, there's a number of different languages that are their traditional languages, and French is one of them. He was a French Belgian.
French speaker.
Yeah.
And so this was a French national. And he was so incredibly drunk, and he'd gone into the kitchen and started doing something that had got him kicked out on that particular day.
So they've maybe
apparently had a very similar in resemblance to Theo. This is all anecdotal. Like, I don't know that they've ever found this guy or anything like that. But and then so the inference is that then Theo's been mistaken for this guy, and they're like, oh, if he's getting towards that, we've got to kick him out before he gets to that.
Yeah.
I can come at that.
Yeah, because, the security guards, after the fact, said he was quiet, compliant, left when he was asked.
Trouble.
And you can see on the CCTV, like he walks out and he does not, stumble in any way.
Although he does almost walk into a pole, but he's on his phone.
Yeah. Actually, if they're watching that, I don't see someone who's unsure on their feet.
No.
He looks up at, oh, shit, pole.
But I think it's so funny because he's like on his phone and he's walking in a straight line, and then he all of a sudden, he does sort of like veer off to literally direct
magnetized towards it. But I don't see someone who's...
Well, he doesn't crash into the pole.
No.
I don't think to me, he doesn't look inebriated.
It's mainly the one where he walks out of the club, right? Where he sort of walks out and then he turns, and I can see a drunk. If he was genuinely drunk, I could see him go, whoa, and off to this, going one way and like, I don't know, but there is none of that. I've seen plenty of people being kicked out of nightclubs before to see an intoxicated person and they look like coming out of a club.
And then they normally hang around. They don't know what they're doing. They
argue
don't know where
the
they
fact.
are.
But my friends are in there.
And I don't know how to get home. Yeah,
might have been me on occasion. I don't know.
But he was none of that.
No.
So, I think, to me, that's a significant point.
Yeah,
a very significant point.
Same, because the Cheeky Monkey is known. It is known for people's drinks being spiked,
and
I don't know that he even
sold.
Yeah, but I don't see even. I don't know. I don't see him acting like he's potentially being drugged at that point even.
No, I guess there could be a delayed reaction.
Exactly. I'm not ruling that out by any means, but from the CCTV, I'm not even seeing someone that I go,
agree.
oh, well, his drink could have, he hasn't had that many drinks, but his drink's been spiked or something. That's not what it looks like at all at that point.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
Because this was now coming in, it was a day away from being the first day of winter.
Yeah.
Byron Bay, at this particular time in 2019, had an unseasonably cold snap. And so cold for them is 9 degrees at night. But it was cold. It was something that, people at the permanent residents of Byron Bay didn't experience all that often, to have such a cold evening. But 9 degrees centigrade. It is cold.
I think it was during the day it reached a high of that here in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right. Today it was. Yeah. Today was so cold.
It's freezing.
I think that says something about wanting to be out and about in that kind of environment as well. There'd also been surf warnings that day. There was a massive swell of surf, so much so that even really experienced surfers didn't go out that day.
No.
It was so extreme, the swell, because of this temperate,
it's like some sort of storm
weather.
out
out in the ocean.
Yeah.
There were warnings for people not to surf, and even those who said, "Oh, normally I'd just not worry about that," they were like, "Oh no, we had to cut it short, or come in early, or not even go out." So.
Yeah, there was there'd been big strong rips and everything out there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So we last known CCTV of Theo though is 11:03 p.m. Mm-hmm. So he's walking away from the cheeky monkeys, and obviously he doesn't know the area that well. He's only been there for this is his second night, orientating himself. He grabs his phone out, uses his GPS, and in his GPS he looks up his hostel. So the Wake Up Hostel, to find directions, we would assume, to find his way back to the hostel. He did put it into Google
hostel. Maps, as in hit the directions button to get a walking track back there.
Now, the most direct route that he would have then taken, which his map would have come up with, is not the route he took. However, it is certainly a route you could take a little bit of a divert off to, if you thought to yourself, hey, it's not that late, new in town, I'll take a bit of a wander and check out where everything is. You can understand why he went the direction he went to begin with.
Agreed.
So there's sort of basically it looks at first that he turns in the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. And so he does.
And you see that described everywhere.
Yeah. He turns the wrong direction to where you would directly go back to hostel.
Yeah, so basically if you walked out of the Cheeky Monkey and you turned left, that was directly
you would directly go in the right direction to head towards the hostel. But he turned right. Yeah. But if you turn right, he would have been able to see on those maps, but if I go here and back and then go down this next street, I'll come out at the beach. And then you can follow the beach potentially along to the hostel, which that sounds like a much nicer walk than cutting through back streets.
Yep.
I can understand why that would be a route you would take. It appears he's doing that. But on that route, there is also not so nice parts of Byron Bay, I guess.
Which is unbeknownst to him. He hadn't been to those parts in that previous day. No. So, yeah.
So this is where we get a little bit, he gets off track, I guess, in terms of where he's going.
Yep.
Do we want to get into where he exactly goes or where he just ends up?
No, let's go to where he goes.
Yep. All right. So, we know this because very convoluted, I guess, at the end of all this of how they get to this point of knowing his map points.
Yeah.
But eventually they do get his Google data.
Yep.
And are able to map this of where he goes. Obviously, we don't know why, but we know where.
And we don't know who else.
No.
Potentially, but yeah.
So where he comes out on this road where he's heading towards the beach is these cricket nets. And on the Google data that they eventually find, he stops at these cricket nets for 7 minutes. Now, 7 minutes doesn't sound like long, but it also does when you're on your own and don't know anyone. And so now this cricket nets is well known for people to be hanging out in the middle of the night. Usually people who are homeless meet there. Drug dealers meet there. It's known to be not a safe place.
No.
So why would he be stopping for 7 minutes in that area?
Yeah.
When he's not a drug taker. His family are very adamant on that, and friends. That's not who he was. what else would he need to be talking to? Well, we don't know if he's talking, but what's going on for 7 whole minutes?
What's going on? That's what we need to talk about. We can probably
we'll come
get
back.
to that. So let's lay out what we know happened, and then we can come back and discuss it.
So from that point there, he's there for 7 minutes. He then goes, and this is where we go. Now he's going in the wrong way.
Direction, yeah.
So instead of then heading towards the beach further and heading back towards the hostel, he heads in another direction. And where he goes along this path is somewhere that only locals know about, these back paths you can get through into the beach on the other side of the head. So because you've got your front beach and your back beach, kind of style of where people go. And there's this surf beach, Tallows Beach, where he sort of ends up at, where it's kind of a locals spot where they know to go surfing. And there's all these, quite bushland area where you cut through to get into there. And he's taken the most unknown route from the perspective of a tourist.
Yeah.
So very weirdly, he ends up then down on the beach and at a place called Cozy Corner near the Cape Byron headland. So this is all on his Google locations. Mm-hmm. How he ended up there, how did he know? But that's it.
So that's on top of the headland there, that is the easternmost point of Australia.
Yep.
And there's a very famous lighthouse on on the top of that that is operational. So the lights would have been on at that time of night. And a lot of people use that lighthouse as a bit of a landmark, I suppose.
Yeah.
In terms of orienting themselves as to where they are in the dark of night.
Yeah.
So was that something that attracted him? We don't really know. But just quickly, when you were saying him walking through this bushland, this isn't a track.
No.
I mean, it is, but it's not a cleared track. In order to get through there are people who've spoken about having to get down on their hands and knees to crawl under branches logs and reeds and all of that kind of thing to be able to traipse through there. So it's not a worn path or anything like that. And along that track, there are multiple homeless or people who have established tarp-type camps, tent cities almost.
Yeah, yep.
And it is also a known place where people go to take drugs and where teenagers will often go. There are a few clearings down towards that cozy corner part. There are a few clearings where teenagers will go and drink on the beach and that kind of thing and have parties. There's often litter sort of left behind there.
Yeah.
So did something like that attract him to that? Were they playing music? But then from where he was, he wouldn't have been able to hear it. It's over an embankment, essentially.
Yeah.
So let's keep going with the timeline and then we'll come back and discuss what we think about each point of it. Because what basically happens from then is that his phone is used for a few different things. Mm-hmm. He sends a text message to his stepsister.
Yep.
Back in Belgium. And it basically said, merci, thank you.
Well, this is very clear, very, on that, it's in French.
It's in French.
No one else answered. There wasn't anyone else who, so I'm trying to say that English-speaking people who live in Australia weren't picking up his phone, being able to pretend to be him and speak French.
Yeah. And because her message to him that he was replying thank you in French.
Yes.
You wouldn't be, unless you knew how to speak French, you wouldn't know
this
that.
Is it. You wouldn't know how to write in French. It wasn't even the fact of the messages were specific to anything that meant, it only could have been him.
Yeah.
It could have only been him because he spoke French.
He also sent a couple of text messages or WhatsApp messages to friends in Belgium because it would have been daytime over there at this time. So this was sort of around the 12:56-ish mark.
Yep.
He sends a final WhatsApp message to a friend about some music, which the friend's like, oh, yeah, this was him. There was nuance and there was certain things to his turn of phrase that made him know that it sounded exactly like Theo's normal texts and that kind of thing.
Yes.
At 1:02 a.m., all of the Google location data stops.
Yeah, he seems to turn off some GPS.
Yeah, that makes me think battery was an issue. Potentially. Yeah, because location services take up heaps of your data. Heaps of your battery, sorry.
Yeah.
I think it was battery related.
Battery?
And he was trying to conserve battery.
But if you don't know where you are, would that be the thing you turn off though?
But isn't...
Because what he also did was look up on YouTube. He was watching one of his favourite shows
in French.
So it was like, if you're not French speaking, you're not going to watch it,
Some hamburger something or other.
It was a comedy show
Comedy
of some
skit
sort.
show, yeah.
And so he didn't watch it for long, but surely you wouldn't do that if you're trying to conserve battery.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't go to YouTube, like, before you turn off GPS data.
Yeah, that's true.
I found that...
That's weird.
It's weird.
That's weird.
And whether or not his phone just did that...
No, because you have to manually do it.
Yeah, you have to,
They've checked that. You have to actually manually turn that off.
Wasn't like a battery saving mode that it went into and did it.
But then would you be able to... Yeah, because then I guess you could still manually access YouTube. I don't know. So basically his phone went into like sleep mode from around 2 until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So that means it was on but not used. My phone has a sleep mode that I've set the time that it goes into that so that I don't get disturbed with messages and stuff overnight.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's what they meant by sleep mode. I couldn't quite ascertain that. No. At 6:17 a.m. it started pinging cell towers, like mobile phone towers again in the area. So again, still his location data was off, but it was pinging towers at this point. Yes. But then at 1:42 p.m. that day, so this is now on the 1st of June.
Yeah.
It stopped pinging the towers, and we assume the battery went dead.
Disconnected permanently and never reconnected again.
That's the only sort of theory as to what's happened with his mobile phone, or something happened to it at that time that meant that it couldn't ping the towers anymore.
So at that point, it's pinging sort of and suggesting it is in that cozy corner area.
Yep.
So that's at 1:42 p.m. on the 1st of June.
The difference between having Google location data on, which will give you an accuracy of 3 meters.
Yes.
Cell phone is like kilometers.
Yeah, because you've got kind of triangulating
potentially
between a couple of towers.
Between 3 cell towers.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's in the vicinity.
It's around this area.
But it's kilometres of area it could be. Whereas when you've got your Google location service on, they know fucking exactly where you are.
Scary, actually.
It's pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So at this point, Theo vanishes, but nobody really knows. So the Belgian friend that he'd met at the wake up, he actually left that morning. So they'd been together the night before. They'd gone to the Cheeky Monkey together. They didn't even know, apparently, that Theo had been kicked out because he left so calmly and didn't want to disturb anyone, or he probably didn't want to ruin anyone's night.
No.
And so he didn't even tell anyone he was going.
Well, he didn't. I don't think they didn't really give him a chance to.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this Belgian friend, he was leaving for Sydney the next morning, so didn't sort of think anything more of it.
No, and you just
he was kind of the only one who may have noticed something because they had been in touch.
He picked up a girl and...
Well, that's it.
That's... Yeah. And there was no connection there to sort of go, that he was, needing to be his protector and look out for him.
No,
so,
not at all. Not at all.
So just didn't really think too much of that.
And because he wasn't around, it didn't notice his absence, of course.
No.
Now, Theo was... being the diligent boy that he was, young man that he was, he would check in with his mum very frequently, if not by a Facebook Messenger post, message via WhatsApp, or he'd post a post on Facebook, an update. And you know how on Facebook you can see when someone's last been on Facebook? So it'll be like, Emma was last on Facebook at probably, what time is it now? 8:34, 8:33 p.m. on, whatever.
Yeah.
And so his mum thought it was really strange that she hadn't heard from him from a couple of days. He hadn't posted anything. So she went to have a look to see when he last accessed Facebook. And she noticed that it was days earlier. So by this stage, it was the 3rd, the 5th, was it?
Yeah, it was. Well, I think it was 5 days between his, since from his last post, when she noticed that it was the 5 days since she'd heard from him.
That's really sorry. It was on the 5th, I think, that this happened.
Yeah.
So she tried ringing his phone to no avail. She then ended up getting in contact with his cousin Lisa, who was still in Queensland at this time, and So Lisa obviously did the same thing. She tried calling him. He had an Australian mobile number. She's tried calling that as well. Tried to get in contact with him in any way possible. She then decided to... Oh, well, basically, they didn't actually know where he was staying. So
no, but they ended up contacting her.
Well, I thought she contacted JP in Apollo Bay.
Yeah, but
he then went that day. He went down to the Westpac Bank.
Oh, so he did do it before that though. The Wake Up Hostel did contact his mum because his things were still there. He was meant to have checked out, and he hadn't checked out.
I thought no, I didn't. I don't think they contacted her. I think they contacted the police.
No, I'm pretty sure he had like a when you arrive and you fill out your forms.
Yep.
I felt they either contacted her or JP. He had listed somebody as sort of a contact.
Okay.
And they reached out and said, look, we've still got his things here. He never checked out because they'd collected up all these things. His passport's here.
Yes, I knew they'd collected it up. And so my understanding of it was that basically almost at exactly the same time that the Wake Up contacted the police, Lisa contacted the police to report him missing.
Yeah, right.
I'm not. Look, you might be right. Yeah. I mean, there's so much about this out there. There are variances to a lot of the information out there. But what I find so interesting, and this is like such a breach, but thank God they did it because it really did help. JP had helped Theo get an Australian bank account at the Apollo Bay branch of Westpac.
Yeah,
and he went down there on the day that Lisa contacted him because they're like, how are we going to find out, has he used his bank card?
Yeah, where is he? Where is he?
We don't even know where he was staying.
No.
And they bloody divulged that information to him.
Oh, little country town. And and so JP, I think the clincher for it was being such a small town, he was known by the bank. His bank accounts were all with them.
Yeah.
But he was with Theo when they set the bank account up.
Yeah.
So it was obvious that I guess...
They were together. They knew each other.
He's from another country. He's helping him out.
And he did say, "Look, we think he's missing. We can't find him."
Yes.
So that's obviously it pulled at a heartstring here or there.
Yeah.
But it would go against a lot of policies, I would have thought.
But I mean, I guess they only gave away like a location of where he used the card last.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So that's where they were able to pull up this, this cheeky monkey.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's when Lisa has contacted the cheeky monkey and they've said, "Oh yeah, we've got all of his stuff here. We've literally just called the police about it."
Yeah.
So basically the police acted very quickly. They came and interviewed the people who'd been in the same room as Theo. They all said that he kind of kept to himself but was friendly. He'd kind of like on the first day, he must have been tired. He'd sort of laid in bed and watched movies on his phone all day. But he'd been social the night before he went missing and out in the barbecue and all of that sort of stuff. And he was a friendly but maybe more of a quiet type of a person.
Yep.
And that was kind of all they really knew, aside from the fact that they didn't have his passport. They didn't have his mobile phone, but they had every other belonging he had with him. He hadn't taken anything else with him. So that definitely raises some suspicion. So he'd been due to check out of there on the 3rd of June. And this was the 6th of June by the time the police have gone there to investigate. Now, on the 6th of June, on the 3rd of June, he was supposed to board a pre-booked Greyhound bus to Sydney.
Yep.
And so that was kind of the first thing that Lisa and JP decided to look into.
Did he get on that bus? Yeah.
Yeah. Why? What did he get on it?
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So they've gone to the bus company, and the bus company have said to them, "Oh my God, that ticket was actually cancelled."
Cancelled it. No.
And they were like, "Oh, so he went there? So where is he? He must still be in Byron Bay."
Yeah, like he's chosen not to get on this bus.
Yes, he's actively cancelled it. But it turned out the bus driver had cancelled the ticket when he hadn't gotten on.
Yeah.
It was like 5 minutes or something after that was due to depart.
The bus trip was cancelled altogether. Did they cancel the run? No.
Oh, I thought they just cancelled his ticket. Yeah.
When he didn't arrive. But so then they're like, oh, yeah, no, like he just didn't arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, you'd be so...
You'd have like that bit of hope and...
Yeah. No. Never got on the bus, never turned up, and he's not cancelled that ticket.
Yeah.
He just didn't rock up.
He just didn't show up, which is very unlike him.
Yeah, yeah.
So Lisa and JP both make their way to Byron Bay because they're, the family's only contact in Australia at this point. So they're doing... And Daniel, Lisa's stepbrother, he came as well. And Daniel and Lisa actually put out on the local Byron Bay Facebook page that that Theo had gone missing, there had been some media done within Byron Bay through the police. They'd done a media release about this young boy being missing.
Yeah.
If anyone had seen, like, an appeal to the public. Lisa and Daniel said, if anyone around wants to help us look, we're going to meet at the Cheeky Monkey at, say, I think it was like 9 o'clock on the 6th of June.
Yeah.
And they didn't expect anyone to show up. I think 10 or 12 people showed up that particular morning.
Yeah.
JP arrived a little bit later that afternoon, and they started this search. Now, I guess to start with, it was quite disorganised and a little bit chaotic. I mean, they didn't know what they were doing, what they were looking for, where they were looking.
No.
And it was such a desperate situation. By this stage, Theo's dad had jumped on an aeroplane to come over from Belgium. And I believe his mum came a couple of days later.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, she probably had to organise her other two kids.
He's got like 15-year-old Lucas to sort out as well, and all those sorts of things, I guess. So,
but also maybe they thought that by the time the dad got here, they'd find him, and it wouldn't have, he could bring Theo home and it would have been all fine.
Well, it also triggered an investigation from Belgium as well. So maybe she was there sort of giving information to that
right?
side of
was
things
that
too.
Right at that time?
It triggered immediately.
Wow,
they were very active from the get-go.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I actually feel like they probably did a bit more than the police here in Byron Bay.
Yeah, I think it's really frustrating sometimes. I think there were limitations on our police force. Byron Bay is a very small town, as we were saying, and they don't really have the expertise at Byron Bay necessarily to conduct an investigation like this. The missing persons unit from Sydney did eventually turn up to Byron Bay and coordinate everything, but that took a little bit of time. So yeah, I think you're right. The Belgian police did an amazing job from over there, but it was really difficult for them to access all of the information they needed.
Well, they could get more access than the cops here just due to law, unfortunately, at the time. So, interesting. What
they really wanted, what the Australian police really wanted, was access to Theo's social media accounts. That's something that we're not privy to in Australia. It's not something the police can have access to readily. Which
takes
fucked.
a long time to get access.
It takes a long time, but they needed immediate access. They needed to know what had happened. Like, was there anything in there to give them clues as to where to look? Because at this point, they're thinking what if he's like fallen somewhere or injured himself? They didn't know. Nobody knew what was going on. But what ended up happening was Theo's mum was sort of trying all these different passwords, and she ended up trying the password that he used to log into the family computer for his Facebook page. For his Gmail account.
Yeah.
And that worked.
Yeah.
And so Lisa was then the cousin was then able to reset his Facebook password because they had access now to his Gmail account.
Yeah.
And anyway, they were able to do that. And so then they could access Facebook Messenger, which he did do a lot of communication on.
Yeah.
And then all the posts and photos and that kind of thing. What it also gave them access to was his Google location data.
Yeah, which that was the clincher.
The clincher.
Yeah.
So as we said, that gives real time, every 15 seconds, it gives almost a pinpoint location of where you are. It's within 3 meters. I mean, that's pretty fucking accurate.
Yeah.
And so we know exactly where he went,
exactly
how
where
long
his
he
phone
was there.
went. Should we say that?
Yeah, that's fair.
Where his phone is,
We know the speed at which he travelled as well, which became quite interesting, because what we do know is as he was walking away from the Cheeky Monkey, he was walking at a pace of like 4.5 kilometres an hour, something like that.
Yeah.
After he's been at the cricket nets, he is running. He's running at 7.5 kilometres, or jogging at 7.5 kilometres an hour, or at least walking very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Why? We don't know.
No.
What happened at those cricket nets? We don't know. It's just a really fascinating sort of thing. So the police have done their own searches in that they have got police helicopters up, search and rescue have gone up. There's been jet skis out in the ocean and dinghies and all of the things that they can do, because they want to make sure that if he has gone out to see potentially that if there's anything to be found, that they can do it that way. So the police helicopter and the search and rescue helicopter went up at different times of day.
Yeah.
And they went, I think it was like 15 kilometres either side of Byron Bay. Completely fruitless. All of those searches were completely fruitless.
Yeah.
There were walking searches around Byron, and this was thanks to a huge contingent of volunteers by this point.
Yeah.
Now, they did a lot of walking around. I think thankfully it was winter because snakes were less of an issue. Snakes are very docile in the winter, but there are some very, very venomous snakes that live in the bushland around Byron Bay, and that's a massive concern to anyone who's searching through that bushland.
Absolutely.
Looking for anything. So I guess the timing of that helped.
Yep.
But look, I guess there comes a point Theo's family had to go back home. So on the 12th of July, after, they'd been in Australia for about a month, 5 weeks, they had to go back home.
They would just been
they couldn't,
so awful.
They'd done everything they felt they could. They had, you've still got to earn money. I don't know how you would, how those competing things would feel.
Yeah.
You've got to live. You've got other kids. Your kids are at home.
Got to get home to your other son and their daughter. In the interim of that though, so on, I believe it was July 6th.
Yep.
The police called off their searches.
Yep.
They felt that they could not do any more.
Yep.
Which is in similar vein. There's only so much you can keep looking in the way they were looking. They were basically sort of saying we've done all the search we can do. There were definitely miscomings in this. I will get to.
And then there were things that didn't really get looked into that should have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think there were definitely some shortfalls here from the police perspective. But I get it that there's got to be a point where they stop looking, and they chose that date being the 6th of July. But the volunteer searches continued still. They went out each day still, and there was a certain group of people who were really active around that. And it just so happens, now how freakish this is or whatever, police stopped their searches literally the very next day. A volunteer searcher finds the puma hat.
So up until this point, nothing had been found.
No physical, remnants of Theo whatsoever. No mobile phone being found. They searched that area, where that was with metal detectors, everything. Yep. Nothing being found. And then literally the day after the police call off their search, this volunteer finds his puma cap. It is proven to be his in terms of they've done some DNA.
There were 2 hairs found in the cap that belonged to him.
Yeah, yep. And there was also just simply a scuff on the front of it that you can see in a photo of him and stuff. It was identifiable. It was definitely his.
Yeah.
So this was found, which I find this is another bit where police really, I don't know what else you'd find, but they dropped the ball, I think, in this. This cap was found out in the bush. It was in the middle of a very difficult location to reach, and how the volunteer even got in there and find it. They did the right thing. They didn't touch it and rang and said, I've found this. I believe it to be Theo's. The police have acted on that and come to the scene, but they couldn't find their way in real well. They struggled to find this person. So they ended up going, you know what, bring us the cap. So she has carefully bagged up this cap and taken it to the police. The police never went into that area and searched further around that area where that cap was found.
No. The volunteers did. And I actually have a lot of faith in them.
Same. Yeah, I feel like, and that, to me, that sort of sums up a bit of the police attitude to this.
I agree.
Too hard basket. Put it. We can't really deal with it. It's not great. Not great policing. Like, at least look like you're trying to find the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I just think, okay, you couldn't, like, the volunteers found how to get there. Like, it's not.
And they're locals, you know what I mean?
impossible.
They're police officers are locals too.
Yeah.
Couldn't you have just, worked it out?
I mean, the volunteers did the right thing. They took photos of it in situ. Before they moved it, they did everything right. They're not police.
No. But there was no, and then they didn't do their further cross check of that area.
It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre.
It is.
The police did follow up on some CCTV footage that, it shows. There's one particular one I'm thinking of. It's the CCTV is at a Caltex petrol station, and he's kind of and it's literally across the road from the police station. In the background of it, you can see the police station.
Yeah.
And it's a figure that looks like Theo walking along. It's at the right time that's correlated with his mobile phone. Again, he does not look inebriated walking along there. He looks like he's walking with a purpose. He is alone at that point. There's no one following him or anything like that.
No.
It's just so friggin' bizarre. It's so strange.
He's just disappeared into nowhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
to this day, there are still volunteers regularly going out looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has since been found belonging to him or any evidence of what may have happened to him.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how it must be for his family being over in Belgium, knowing your son's in Australia somewhere, but not knowing any details. Like, we've spoken about this on this podcast before, but that sort of ambiguous loss where you don't know what's happened and there's no sense of, I know closure's an overused word, but there's no sense of
just coming to peace with it in some way, of like just kind of going, okay, we know, like, you have to find his
body. Or being able to lay him to rest, and know where he is.
Yeah.
The unknowing is so psychologically
damaging. The fact that, it would eat away at you. At this point in time, obviously, you're like, that he's obviously not alive, but at the same time, he could just appear. And the hope that you would want to have that happen would just be so extreme.
Yep.
Because as a parent, as a sibling, as a friend, you would give nothing else. You would want everything for that to happen.
His family still talk about him as though he's still alive.
Which I think you'd have to.
You'd have to.
Because if you...
I don't know. I don't know.
But the police really sort of laid it onto the family and sort of put this down to being some sort of accidental fall or misadventure.
Yeah.
That they believe that he probably somehow fell from the cliff and ended up in the water, which... When you look at it,
almost impossible.
Almost impossible in that sense that he, the cliff, the way it is, he would have landed on rocks.
The gradient of it, yeah.
And therefore his body would have been found. Whereas, the thing is that on that particular night, the rips and the currents that were operating in that area on that night were horrific.
It was 5 metre swells or something.
They were huge, but also the rip itself.
Yep.
Would have absolutely taken him out into the ECA, which we know from Nemo, is very, very intense.
Yeah.
And so it could have sucked him either to Brisbane or to Sydney.
Yeah.
And what happens is there's these like whirlpools that are created within it that, they're sort of saying that someone could get stuck in a body could get stuck in one of those for months,
Yeah, but months.
And then what's happening, but then also there's sharks and there's, so it's not going to, this body could then potentially just never be seen again, and very highly likely never be seen again if he ended up in the water.
Yeah.
But from the cliff, that's not possible, really.
So there's a few things. Do we want to talk about theory now?
Yeah.
Because, so in 2022, this did go to a coronial inquest.
Yeah.
And 2 theories were essentially put forward, I suppose.
Yeah.
The police's brief of evidence basically said that he met a tragic accident or misadventure, but I really struggle with this.
I do too.
So basically what they say is that he tried to climb the unstable cliff face, essentially, from Tallow Beach, or that cozy corner.
Like as if maybe trying to get to the lighthouse.
To get to the lighthouse as a waypoint, or maybe to orient himself. But if you have a look at... So what they're saying is he's tried to climb this cliff, he's lost his footing, he's fallen and met his untimely death in doing so, and that the current has then swept him out, as you said. Now, a couple of things bother me about that, or so many things actually bother me about that. Yeah. One of the things is his mobile phone. So why was it then pinging at 1:42 p.m. the next day, looking like it was... So some of that triangulated area was in the ocean.
Yep.
but not a huge portion of it.
Because the other thing they thought was, okay, well then if that's the case, the phone doing that, he must have dropped the phone somewhere.
Never found it.
But it's never been found.
No, so
and it's been thoroughly searched that area.
Yes, I don't believe that.
No, I can't. No.
The other thing is, for a kid who's fairly risk adverse, are you scaling a cliff face at night on a freezing cold night? It's pitch black aside from the lighthouse, but the lighthouse isn't lighting up the cliff face.
No, that lights up out.
That lights out into the ocean.
It's dark. It's very, very dark.
Very dark.
Yeah.
No. Why wouldn't you just walk back up the beach and go back the way you came?
Yeah. Like, so sort of saying like, yeah, he's got sort of a bit lost and disorientated in terms of how to get back to his hostel from there, and that's why he was trying to get up that cliff face. But you kind of look at that and go, oh, shit, I've done myself in here. I can't go back that way. I'm going to have to go back the way I came.
Yeah.
But this is where I only come back to that there was someone else with him.
Oh, this is my thing.
Because why else was he there to begin with? What made him go there?
Yep.
What made him go there running?
Yep.
What made him stop at those nets for 7 minutes?
Yep. So that's the second theory.
Yeah.
Is essentially foul play.
Yeah, which, I mean, the way it's written into the coronial inquest, it's basically like they believe it's misadventure, but I guess you could kind of see where foul play might be as equally as able to be drawn to that conclusion. But it's kind of this aside. And I really struggle with that because to me, I don't think they're equally as possible. I actually think there's more possibility.
So do I, because I think they haven't taken the time to get to know Theo as a man.
Yeah.
I think they've assumed he's something because he's 18 and he's staying at a hostel and he's all of that.
Although they were able to then rule out, I don't know if rule out is the word for it, but the coroner did reject suicide, right?
Yes.
Based on who he was.
Yeah.
Because all family and friends, I mean, when you add up the fact of like he was planning, he had his plans ahead of him. He's got a girlfriend back home. He's got
his
university course.
Yeah.
He's got his ticket back home. He's meeting his uncle. He's got so many plans in place, and he's a planner. And he had there was nothing about him to be depressed.
Yep.
Nothing indicated that would be something he would do. So the coroner was very happy to reject that as a possibility.
Yeah.
Then, but can't reject the misadventure.
No.
When I don't feel, and I feel like that is protecting the police a little bit.
A little bit. A lot of bit. So basically the foul play is that he's obviously on his walk. I think you're right. Like my theory is that, actually we'll talk about our theories in a sec.
Yeah.
But that basically he's met somebody either at the cricket nets or somewhere around.
Yeah.
They've guided him towards the beach and then towards Cozy Corner at Tello Beach.
Yep.
They have, something's happened. He's maybe been hanging around there. He is on his phone there. He's there for like an hour.
Yeah.
But he's on his phone and he's watching YouTube videos and
just chilling
and sending like casual messages to people. That's weird to me.
It's weird. And because wouldn't you like, if like say, okay, let's say you get yourself into this position of being down the beach there and you're like, shit, what have I done? Why have I ended up here? How am I going to get back to my hostel? You'd think in one of those messages you'd type the whole like, I'm such a fucking idiot. Got myself down the beach here. It's nice, but I'm going to find my way back at some point. Do you know what I mean? You'd think that in those messages you'd kind of see a bit of a like,
fucked up
here. I don't know. You wouldn't just be writing back.
Some untoward people and I've got to figure my way out of this.
So then I guess in with that is the possibility of maybe drink being spiked at the Cheeky Monkey, which it was very well known for.
Especially at the time MDMA was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did he have, as we said, delayed reaction or was there some...
Or was it just spiked not long before he left? And it was just starting to take effect?
This is where we get to see some erratic behaviour then coming out.
Yeah.
But still that, to me, there's still someone else involved in this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, as we say, we knew that this area was known for like, parties and things down the beach there. Where there was, I mean, he may or may not have met someone who went with him from the nets.
Yeah.
Did he meet someone at the beach? Are there more than one person involved in this foul play? Is there, oh my God, there's so many possibilities in that sense, I think too, that hasn't been investigated enough.
Agreed.
I know that there's been a lot of volunteers who are on the search and things who have got good relationships with people in these, makeshift sort of tent cities and things like that, and who've, spoken to those people and have not found any information. But is that, I don't know, does that just not mean people aren't speaking? I don't know, the right people aren't coming forward?
Yeah. What's your theory on what happened?
My theory is he met someone at the nets. Mm-hmm. That person was like, yeah, no, come check this out with me. Because we can get to this as we get a little bit further in, I think there is someone working in the area who is not nice, shall we say. I don't think that I think there's someone who might do this more regularly. Mm-hmm. And I think he's come across, unfortunately, someone who has however they've done it charismatically as they might do.
Yeah.
Encouraged him to go somewhere to check something out. I think that person is very much a local and knows where to go, how to, follow these tracks, and that's where he's been led, and he's had to keep up with this person as they've
I
quickly.
agree with that.
And then, like, what do I do if I stop and turn back? Because then I'm screwed because I can't even find my. It's so dark. Can't even see where I'm going, so I'm going to have to follow this person.
And do you think that's where his hat kind of has fallen off, and he actually doesn't have time to pick it up because he's got to follow this person? It's so dark. You wouldn't be able to find that hat anyway. Yeah.
I think that he's got to the beach and this person has still got him on the hook in some way.
Oh, there's a party down here.
And he said, let me go check out. I reckon there's a party. We can hang out and check out over there. Wait here. I'm going to go on. And he's to go scope out the area as to who else is here, what else is going on. Mm-hmm. My personal opinion is then that at some point his body has ended up in the water.
Yeah.
I think that there's been foul play. Whatever reason that person has for doing that. And I do think his body's ended up in the water.
I agree.
Because we've had
But then where's his mobile
physical
phone? That's the thing. That's the only thing about this that gets me.
Oh, see, I think you can very easily, I think that person probably hung around there, had a snooze somewhere. Like, they're not someone who's
worried.
No, not someone who's, but also think that they're not worried about sleeping
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that person's probably stayed in the area, and it's potentially his body didn't even go out into the ocean until the next day at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't foresee.
Although I think given the state of the sea, it's likely it went out that night.
Yeah.
Because I think things had calmed down by the next morning.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the 6:17 ping of things again as well. Maybe as late as that. But I think the person's hung around. I don't think that. And then they've taken the phone eventually and got rid of it, disposed of it somewhere else entirely.
Yeah. My theory is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I think, he's met someone. I think he put in the wake up into his GPS.
I think,
as a way of going, all right, to orient himself and go, right, well, that's where my hostel is. But I might try and take a more scenic route home or explore the space a bit. Maybe he wanted to wait around for like the next shuttle bus from the wake up from the Cheeky Monkey. I don't know. Because there were shuttles. Yeah. There was a shuttle. Who knows?
He was up for a walk, though. It
was only 11 o'clock. It wasn't that late.
Wasn't late.
So did he, go, all right, I'm going to go for a wander. I can hear the ocean from here. I'm going to go and have a bit of a walk. He's met, someone untoward at those cricket nets. They've had a bit of a chat and he's been charmed in some way or convinced in some way to follow this person. I think when he starts to go quickly, to run that little bit quicker or walk that little bit quicker, that would probably timing-wise coincide with him going down the embankment, basically down to the ocean, down to the beach there. That could definitely account for that. I think the only thing that I can't really get through in my head is like how he would have died.
That I don't know.
Was it a drug overdose? I don't think he would have willingly taken drugs, but were they forced upon him in some way? Did he fall and hit his head and the person's like, oh fuck, let's just dispose of this body, that's too much trouble? Or was it a more deliberate act? My gut says the latter. especially because we're going to talk a little bit more about things that have happened in this area that are really scary.
Yeah.
But what I think is just horrific is that we still to this day don't know.
It's sickening.
There is a $500,000 reward out for information leading to the arrest of a person, or leading to the discovery of his body, or figuring out what happened to him.
Yeah.
That remains unclaimed to this day. That reward will remain in place until we have an outcome in this case. But I just hope that for Theo's family and his family, his extended family, his friends, that something comes of it.
Totally.
I feel so uneasy not knowing, and I don't even know this poor boy.
Exactly.
Young man.
It's just awful, the thought of not knowing what's happened to him. I know there's interviews that have been done with his mum and that are just heartbreaking.
And same with his dad.
Oh yeah. And even JP, his godfather. They're clearly such a beautiful family who all loved each other very much and strong connections that, oh God, it just breaks you. I mean, I can't even imagine having to go through that. No. Not okay. Which is just fucked up that these, that there is someone out there who's done this. And
I think so.
At least that one person, if not potentially others, like who were at those cricket nets that night, there would have been more than one person there to begin with.
Definitely.
That haven't said, I saw him talking to that person.
Yep. Yeah.
There's people who know something who are not coming forward. I really feel, I think there's an opportunity for us to still find out more about this.
Yep.
But it comes down to people coming forward.
Yep, it really does. And look, Ron Iddle says it all the time. Somebody out there knows something.
Yep.
Somebody knows what happened to Theo.
Yep.
We just need to get to a point where that person is ready to speak and ready to do the right thing.
Yep. Yep.
Let's hope it's sooner rather than later, because I actually can't even.
No. But unfortunately, they're not alone in this unfortunate kind of circumstances of not knowing what's happened to their loved one, particularly in the area of Byron Bay.
Yep.
So if you don't already know, but I mean, it became fairly common knowledge around about 2024 that there is a strong belief operating in the Byron Bay area is a serial killer that they have nicknamed the Byron Bay Butcher. There are, between 1970 and 2009, I think it was.
1977 to 2009.
There are 67 women who have gone missing from the northern beaches of New South Wales. More specifically, though, around the time frame of Theo's disappearance, men started disappearing and turning. I mean, at least there's bodies, I guess. That sounds horrendous, but for some of those, there's bodies that have at least been found. So you get a little bit of an understanding of like where they are, and that, as we were saying, not that it's closure, but it's at least some knowledge of what occurred.
Yes.
In some ways that you do have that, able to put their body to rest, I guess, and do that. But more information than that, it's not there.
Yep.
Have you got some particular ones that you have seen and know?
Well, I was just going to talk about, Jason Stacker. Oh. So he's a recent one.
You mean is it Jackson?
Oh, Jackson.
Yep.
Sorry, Jackson. Yep. Sorry. He's a more recent one, but I think there are some that go much further back that we can absolutely talk about.
Yeah.
But I just also wanted to say that when you were talking about those 67 women who vanished, in those few decades, in those 3 decades, a lot of them were Indigenous women.
Yes.
It includes the Barraville case, which we need to cover.
Yeah.
And that was the disappearance of 3 Aboriginal children, which is an absolutely horrendous case.
Yeah.
It's interesting. This theory I find so compelling, so incredibly compelling. But let me talk about Jackson.
Yeah.
So Jackson was 25 years old and he was living quite an alternative lifestyle. He lived in a camper van. Look, so many people do that these days, don't they? You can watch all these YouTube videos of people converting their campers and all of that sort of jazz.
Yep.
He vanished in July of 2021. So about a month later, his skeletal remains were found in a paddock at a rest stop in Sleepy Hollow, which is about 40 k's out of Byron Bay. Now, when we're talking about this, I guess, this slew of serial killings, if that's what we want to call it, it's basically from Newcastle all the way to Byron Bay. There's people's deaths smattered across the landscape, across this beautiful part of our coast.
This is it.
The really weird thing about Jackson's death was that he was found lying face down. He had a 30-centimetre hunting knife stabbed so far into his back, it had gone through bone.
Yep.
Through bone.
Now,
sorry.
No, you're right. I think the weirdest thing about that is that then it's been claimed that it was suicide.
Yeah, but it was in his back.
Yeah. But not only that.
His scalp, he was scalped. He had dreadlocks and his scalp with the dreadlocks was cut off and found a few metres away from where his remains were found.
Yeah. So
did he do that to himself?
Also,
it's a very interesting way of committing suicide.
It's so not suicide.
Nope.
His camper van was parked in like a rest stop, right?
Yeah.
So they found the car, and then like 3 months later, they finally find his body.
Yeah.
Now to get to from where the car was parked to where his body was found we're talking like 50 meters. Okay.
Yep.
Now to get to that point, he had to climb 3 fences and go through a creek. Now, these fences weren't little fences either. What was he running from? Who was he? Is trying to escape?
Yeah.
On what planet is this being deemed a suicide? I cannot with this.
Yep.
It just blows my mind.
Yep. The other thing about his van though was that so it was parked in this thing.
Yes.
Someone was trying to sell it before his body was even found.
Well, it was ransacked too. Like it was
they'd taken all his belongings out of it.
Yeah.
But they were then trying to sell it before his body was even found because these people, I don't think this was necessarily the murderer.
No.
Whether it was
it's not connected, but
we don't know. But they were. Yeah, they were like, we'll try and sell it. It's been sitting here for a while. No one
wants it.
No one wants it. Sell it.
Oh, my God.
All right, who have you got?
So another one in similar vein and like in the same era, I guess, Gage Wilson.
Oh, yeah.
So he was a 31-year-old man and now he went missing somewhere between the 17th of May and the 4th of August because he was last seen on the 17th of May, but he wasn't found until the 4th of August. So somewhere in there this has taken place.
Yep.
His car was found. It was crashed into a tree. Now, the police sort of didn't do much with this.
Yep.
So his car was found and they kind of left it, kind of going, okay, his car's been found. They again had to do the whole accessing volunteers to come and help search.
Yes.
So volunteers searched this entire area. Now, they did search thoroughly, these volunteers. 3 months later, his body was found a kilometre from where his car was. Now, that area had been searched by police, by cadaver dogs, and by volunteers, and wasn't found. But 3 months later, it was found in this abandoned property, bushland kind of area. There is an inquest that is being, I'm not sure if it's completed or not. I couldn't find any answers from the inquest. I don't think they've been released yet when I was looking at it because it doesn't add up. Again.
So is this the case where they found his mobile phone in that abandoned house?
Oh.
Is that one?
No, I didn't.
No.
Not that I read that.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but I didn't read that. No. His sister is very active on social media trying to get some traction on this to get some more information, because it's just the police are not doing much.
It's terrible.
Absolutely terrible. And then after being 3 months left out in the open air, we know you're not going to get a lot from that. His clothes were found separately to him. They were found earlier. It's another one where it just nothing adds up. And it's, yeah. These are all occurring within a very short, large space of area, I guess, but near each other. Like these are all small little towns along that same strip. Yeah, so it's another one where we go, what? Again, another one recently is Thea Little.
Thea Little, yeah.
Which
I've got her on my list.
There's sort of a bit of a vibe with this one that I don't believe that without Theo missing, that Thea would have been found.
Yeah.
Which is really awful.
I know.
She was sort of living a little bit off grid at the time herself.
It's Thea's mobile they found. Sorry.
Yes. No, you're sorry.
Yep,
yes.
that's where I'm getting
now
confused.
You're saying that because what happened was that there was actually an investigation into Theo's disappearance at this point. So we're talking at the moment 2021.
Yes.
And so obviously Theo's been missing for a number of years already, but they're still active looking for him. And what happened was somebody said to someone who was searching that they believed that there were belongings of Theo's at a known crack house. Mm-hmm. And so to follow that up, they went to this house to search and they did find belongings, but not of Theo's.
It was the
Thea's.
Yeah.
So I think that obviously the information was true, like but they've just misheard or misread a name or, that this has been a little bit of confusion as to whose it was. So, and oddly enough, though, it was in very much the same area because her body was then found about 6 months after her disappearance at Talos Beach, which is where we're talking about where Theo went missing as well.
Exact same spot.
Yeah.
She had been living a very transient lifestyle, very different life to Theo.
Yes.
She had been living in these sort of crack houses essentially, and she'd had a really rough time. But why did she end up dead and murdered? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
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 She didn't die from smoking too much crack.
No. No. Just awful.
Nothing has come to light about that either.
So, yeah, I mean, we're talking about this sort of area of Byron Bay, Mullumbimby, which is, where from Jackson, I think was from, or was that Gage? No, Gage was from Mullumbimby, Ballina, Lismore, that sort of area. So and then as far down as Coffs Harbour even, there's been a number of people going missing from that far down as well.
This sort of space encapsulates Marion Barter.
It does.
Although we know a lot more about her in terms of like leaving the country and that kind of thing. I'm really looking forward to covering her eventually.
Yes.
Because that's such an incredibly interesting case. Yeah. But it's just interesting that all these things are happening in and around, Ballina, Byron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not too far also from another one of someone who'll need to cover at some stage is Ivan Milat's area.
Yes, definitely.
And look, some of these cases that we're talking about fall into his era.
Yes.
So
many of them
don't. So we're beyond that obviously in the 2021, 2024 when people have gone missing. But some, as we say, prior to sort of Theo missing after him missing, we've got, a number of others in that very sort of close by area. It's almost as if it was a serial killer that maybe they've shifted area. Because more recently I didn't read a lot into this, but there's another 4 that were mentioned closer to the Gold Coast. So has this person now shifted more further north? So because they again missing, similar knives have been a common theme. There's been a number of people come out who have said I hitchhiked and somebody had a very large knife in the car when we got in, so then we found ways to escape very subtly and carefully and move ourselves on, and they feel that they've had close misses to this. God. So there does seem to be someone operating in the area to me.
I agree. I think
there's more in this, yeah.
I think there's more to it. The police discount this and criminologists discount it, which they have reason to do, I suppose. They don't want to create any kind of, worry or anything in the community, and we certainly don't want to do that either. We have no proof of this. This is just our opinion.
It's conspiracy.
But the police say that it's because of the geography that so many people have gone missing, because it is a lot of dense bushland. There's a lot of places for people to get lost, a lot of places for people to
end up with
knives in their back.
Knives in the back?
Yeah. No, that was suicide, remember?
Oh, sorry, yeah. I was trying to work out how I'd manage that.
How I'd do that and get it in so far through a bone.
And scalp myself prior.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
Wow.
But I think maybe there are some of these that could potentially be contributed to accidents. I'm not saying it's not.
I'm not discounting that, everyone on a list kind of thing is necessarily there. But I think that there's a few that connect pretty much that I just feel like there's no coincidences in life, really, are there?
No. In these kinds of things, I don't think there are. I think it's something that certainly needs to be looked into a lot further.
Well, I mean,
a profile probably needs to be made, and a task force needs to be set on this, because if not only to find, because including Theo, there are tens of people who are still missing to this day, who've gone missing in that area, and that is so unfair to their families. These need to be solved. We need to find out what happened.
Well, in 2025, New South Wales MP Jeremy Buckingham called for an inquiry, a commission for an inquiry, and was rejected. The police don't feel there's anything to be investigated.
Okay, so why do the police have the authority to say no to that?
Well, it was between there was police and others who were involved in this who kind of just went, no.
Bodies were like, no.
No, it's not. They're being investigated. Apparently there is, the amount of cases that they've estimated that if they were going to do a full inquiry into this, it would take nearly 22 years to get through all of the documents.
Well, that's why they've said no. That's why they've rejected it.
I think they've rejected it because of how big it is. The fact of the matter is, if this is someone doing this over this period of time, fuck me, it needs to be investigated. We need to get a hell of a lot of people onto it and reduce that time frame.
Yeah.
But it's not being looked at.
Oh, that's really disappointing.
It is. Yeah. I think particularly for these families, like, Gage's family who are not, don't have answers, and Jackson Stackett's family who don't have answers, who are being told he committed suicide.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's just wrong.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong. Let us know what you think, everyone. Mm-hmm. I'm really keen to know.
Yeah.
Really keen to know. Do you have a theory? Do you know more about any of these sort of more isolated cases? Because a lot of them, the other thing is there's not a lot of media reports out there about them, because a lot of these people were Indigenous or led transient lifestyles, were not necessarily missed by many people. So there's...
That's fucked up.
It's fucked up. It's so fucked up.
Yep.
I want to know what everyone thinks.
Yeah, tell us what your theory is on all of this, and do you believe that there is a serial killer operating in the area? Who is it?
Yeah.
Name him.
Name him. Oh, we had to get a Real Housewives reference in there somewhere.
Can't get through a whole episode without bringing it back to that. Oh, God. All right. Well, if you would like to join us for another episode, you can always jump over onto our Patreon. $5 a month gets you that extra episode, and also a shout out over on this feed as well. You can join us at patreon.com/2crimebesties. Jump on the socials, get us over there as well. It's probably best to find the links there on our link tree rather than listening to me for it.
Love it.
Oh, God. But hit the follow on whatever app you are listening to us so you can come back next week, which I didn't check even who we're doing next week. Is it? Oh, it's Sharilla.
Oh, it is too.
Oh. So, buckle in for that one.
Okay, so let's do a bit of a disclaimer for that one just real quick. Because Due to some scheduling, we are actually next week going to be releasing a Patreon episode.
Yeah, so you get a bit of an idea of what's over there if you want to come and join us.
If you want to come, we're a bit loose on Patreon, so watch out the real feed.
Because on our Patreon, we don't actually do video.
No.
Right? But because we're releasing it to you guys as an episode, I'm like, there is video.
Oh, God, did you put video?
Well, at the moment, it's sitting there ready to go with video, and I haven't uploaded it yet.
I'm going to have to watch it because, God, I hate to think. Did I have my finger up my nose at any point?
No, but we're very chill. We sort of sit back in the chairs more.
Yeah, because we're not worried about.
No, we're not worried about what we're looking like. So,
that's so funny.
Yeah, so I was going to run it by you.
Okay.
Do we just chuck in who actually watches the video?
Actually, I want to know that. Who watches us?
Do you want to? Do you want the video of it, or do you want just the audio?
Yeah.
I mean, the audio is fantastic.
If you don't say so yourself.
Oh, God, the amount. I mean, if you want to start a drinking game on how many times we swear, maybe don't start with this one.
Yeah. Oh, God, no. If you think we swear a lot on this feed.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy that, Emma. Guys. Yeah. I'm a shocker. All right. Enjoy that, everyone.
For sure. All righty, everyone. We'll see you back here next week. Stay curious, crime besties.
Bye.